We now know what smart contracts are, their characteristics, guidelines, and how they work. Let us now look at one of the use cases of smart contracts, the will inheritance. One of the greatest artists of all times, Pablo Picasso, has inspired generations and his influence still remains unparalleled. Through his paintings that had a voice of their own, he taught how to follow your passion and leave a mark on the world. When he died in 1973, he left more than 45,000 beautiful works and 250 million worth of estate. Unfortunately, he did not leave a will, which led to 6 years of continuous bitter negotiations and family feuds. A will is a legal document in which a person clearly states who should receive their possessions after they die. Dying without a will leads to complications as the person is said to have died intestate. This means that the person's assets and possessions will be divided according to the state's legal calculations rather than their own wishes. What is astonishing is that almost 60% of the adults in UK do not have a legal will in place. Most people delay their wills to until they are older, while others simply assume they don't have enough to be passed on. Hence, not having a will leads to delays, exorbitant expenses, and endless family battles. Let us look into the digitized wills and how the future of wills is shaping using the decentralized technology of blockchain. We will also cover how to keep your digital assets as well as physical assets secure using blockchain-enabled wills. Before we jump to the solution, let us look at the evolution of wills. In ancient Greece, it was introduced by Solon. Women adopted and minors not allowed to have a will. In ancient Rome, made in public, 7 witnesses, non-cupative will that is delivered orally. 8th century English law accepted wills, deathbed confessions were popular, Statute of Wills 1540 by UK government for power to landowners. Wills Act of 1837, power to every adult to write a will, took account of gifts and other dispositions. Will Acts of 1963, will executed as per testator's country of residence, 2 witnesses needed. While we are going to discuss the wills in blockchain, let us also look at the types of wills. The type depends on the person's requirement and wishes. The most common types of wills that are in practice are as follows. Single will. These wills are designed for individuals and is one of the most common type of wills. The single wills indicate who will inherit the property according to the deceased's wishes along with stating that the witnesses and executors. Mirror will. Mirror wills are mainly designed for couples who wish to write similar wills. They are 2 separate wills which set out identical wishes and hence mirror each other. The other 2 common types of wills are discretionary trust will and property trust will. The most common problem, however, is the falsification and forgery of wills along with the ease of destroying paper. These include both forgery of documents by purporting to be a will as well as forgery of signatures. As one of the renowned English crime writer and poet once said, now, what are the electronic wills? The world is now moving to digital. There are more mobile connections than people on the planet. Communications, social and political exchange, commerce, media, and entertainment, everything is moving to the digital landscape with society moving to paperless. Wills also are now moving into this digital age as well. Electronic wills are the new form of digital documentation. These wills are convenient and cater to the problems faced by paper wills. Electronic wills, also called e-wills, are secure, quick, and legally valid. The clear asset allocation helps avoid misunderstandings and prevent disputes. The electronic will has various advantages over the paper will. Storing the will is easier and it is very convenient to create the will. There is also an option to record a video will that makes it even more credible. Modification of the will is less of a hassle as compared to the paper will and it can be changed readily. However, technology comes with its own drawbacks. Tampering is a big issue when it comes to electronic documentation. There is a greater risk of theft of private information and internet fraud. Hacking is a possibility that cannot be overlooked and hence, in Nevada, to circumvent this, a separate hard copy of the will is meant to be printed and left in the safe custody. The details we have discussed so far are important to set the context for discussing the blockchain-enabled wills. The digital economy, as we know it today, like credit card information and financial records, are stored on a centralized databases. The inherent nature of these is such that they are opaque and vulnerable to hacking. Using the inherent properties of blockchain like decentralization, peer-to-peer network, distributed ledger, trust building without the necessity of an intermediary most of the times, we can design and develop wills and inheritances enabled on blockchain. The legal industry is one of the fastest growing sectors when it comes to blockchain. Blockchain being unhackable makes it attractive for storing information and documents.